All right, jumping into Psalm 23. Can we put it up on the screen, please? Ta-da! We're going to just jump right in tonight, and we're going to read this together to start off. Everybody ready? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Yes. Amen. Can we go back and put Psalm 20, the first slide up with Psalm 23? Thank you. So, we made it through the valley tonight. We're going to move on. Does anybody feel like they're doing valleys a little bit better? A little bit? Okay, good. We're learning. Remember that we are learning. And each time we put things that we learn into practice, it will become a part of us. Remember when you were born that things came at you, and as you grew up, you learned how to function. And now you're learning a new way of functioning as you walk in the kingdom. And so we're learning how to walk together. So, we saw all this great stuff that the Lord does, that once He becomes our shepherd, He makes us lie down. And I love that David, that's the first thing he says. Because our life, when we come to Jesus, our whole life is all about, oh, nobody's going to make me do nothing. Right? That is our whole life, I think, leading up to Jesus is, oh, no, He's not. Nobody makes me do anything I don't want to do. But the very first thing we hit is when the Lord becomes our shepherd, He makes us do some stuff. And see, everybody's usually so scared of that. What's He going to make me do? And the beautiful thing is He makes you lie down in green pastures. That actually everything that He makes you do is to get you to lie down in green pastures. The very things you fight that God tries to get you to do are the very things that lead you to green pastures to lie down. And He's like, can I just do this? And then this beautiful thing happens. He leads me. He restores me. I love that. God does such beautiful things with us. He leads us. I loved following the leader growing up. I hated being the leader. Because I was always scared, am I going to make the right decisions? Everybody's following me. What am I going to do? Some of you are like, oh no, I was the leader. Remember? Nobody's going to make me do anything. But I love when we come to Jesus, He says, let me lead you. You don't have to carry everything. You don't have to make the decisions. I'll make them for you. He leads you. He restores you. And then you walk through valleys with Him. And tonight we get to the part that says, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Do we have the picture of the rod and the staff? I wanted you guys to have a visual. Because it's very important that you know. I know growing up when I thought of a shepherd, most often I thought of the staff. That's the one with the curved hook. Is that what everybody pretty much thinks of when you think of a shepherd, right? I rarely think of the rod. And I think tonight it's really important that we see both things. Because David here is saying, it is your rod and your staff that comfort me. See, David's talking about, we are going to walk through the valley, Lord. And I will not fear because I know you are with me. And then he goes on to say what comforts him about the Lord being with him. I love that. So why is it the rod that comforts? Well, see, the rod was something that a shepherd, when he was training a younger shepherd, he would take him and they would cut up wood from the middle of a tree stump. They would cut the middle part and they would cut it out, and then that shepherd would train the other shepherd how to whittle it. And get it? Can we put it up there one more time? Just keep it up there for a minute. And would whittle it down to get it into the shape of that new shepherd's hand. Because it was very important that he had a grip on the rod. And this is the rod that actually was like an extension of the shepherd's hand. This is a rod that is a weapon. And it is also something the shepherd would use to count his sheep. So it had a few different purposes. But the shepherd had a rod and a staff. And see, the rod as a weapon was very important. And I want you to know tonight. See, so many of us were like, and I know I talk about God's love a lot, and his love, and how comforting it is, and how incredible it is. But you need to know too tonight that his love is fierce. His love for you is fierce. And if you know, or if you are a parent in here, you know that you get fierce when something's happened to your kids, right? Something rises up in you and you're like, whoa! Something just came over me, watch out! Right? Because love that is fierce does something. And it's important for you to know that Jesus is your defender. That when he leads you and he says, come and walk with me through this valley so that we can get to greater pastures. That he doesn't just say, come walk with me and keep a distance from you. He's all good luck. He's actually right there. He is with you. And he has a rod in one hand and a staff in the other hand. He has his weapon ready. See, in this life, when we walk through stuff, there are wolves. God describes us as sheep. And there are wolves that come after us. There are things that come after you daily. And see, so often we rise up and we're like, I gotta fight this, watch out. And God says, no. I am your defender. In Exodus 15, 2 through 3, it says, the Lord is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation. This is my God, and I will praise him, my Father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Do you guys know what it's like to feel like a battle is raging around you? Yeah. Some of you are like, yep, tonight. Mm-hmm. Right? It's real. When you feel like the battle is swirling around you. And God wants you to know tonight that he is a man of war. Thank you, Jesus. That he fights for you. You are in here tonight because the Lord has fought for you. You are not here by accident tonight. I'm telling you, the enemy is prowling around and he has tried to take you down over and over and over. He has tried to kill you and take your life. Even if you don't know it, he has. Because he wants to destroy you so that you do not know the Father's love. So that you do not know that there is one greater that is fighting for you. So that you never reach your destiny and your calling. But God shows up tonight and has called you here by divine appointment to let you know he is fighting for you. Amen. He is a man of war. And tonight, his war cry over you is victory! the place of victory. You're not working towards it. When you say, you are my shepherd, God, he comes in and with his rod, he's ready to defend you. Amen. But if he is not your shepherd, if you are being your own shepherd, good luck. And y'all know it. Because many of you are fighting your own battle. And you're exhausted. You're worn out. You're depressed. You're panicking. It's real. And I'm here to tell you tonight, you're not crazy. The enemy comes in and wants to tell you you're crazy, you're alone, nobody sees you. He wants you to think you are crazy. And I am here tonight to say, you are not crazy. And you are not alone. There is a man of war that has won your victory. He is your defender. In 1 Samuel 17, y'all know I have talked about David so much because he's just such a beautiful picture of Jesus in our life. Because we see David fighting Goliath, right? That's Jesus. He is a prophetic picture of Jesus fighting your Goliaths. And I want you to see tonight, this is David showing up on the scene where Goliath is challenging the Israelites. And it says, but David said to Saul, because everybody's saying, you can't do this, David. You can't take on this man. And David says, your servant used to keep sheep for his father. And when there came a lion or a bear and took a lamb from the flock, I went after him and struck him. He's talking about with his rod. The shepherd shows up and strikes your enemy. It says he struck him and delivered it out of his mouth. Whoa! Like, whoa! Can you just picture that with me? Like, David, this kid, David showing up and he's all striking him and like, what? I can't even do it. I do love action movies, and so like I can picture it. And I'm like, that is what happens when I get tempted by the enemy and I'm not looking at the shepherd, and the enemy comes in and grabs me up. And my Jesus comes in and strikes him and rips me out of his mouth. Whoa! Sorry. Feeling the Lord in here. Okay. And if he rose against me, y'all know that battle where you're like, and then all of a sudden, the battle increases. You're like, whoa, I was getting a breather. And the enemy's all, nope. Because he's unpredictable. And he gets you when you're down. And it says, and if he arose against me, I caught him by his beard. And struck him and killed him. That is what the enemy does. He comes at you, and he's all, they think they're good now. And he rises up bigger. But Jesus says, oh, heck no! And gets out his rod and strikes him again and takes him down and kills him. Because he is your defender. Stop fighting your own battles. He is ready. He is ready. Who makes men soldier up for war and then say, okay, let's just watch the battle. Nobody go in. Ooh, she got it good that time. Ooh, he didn't see that one coming. for you to release them by calling upon the one who is the way, the truth, and the life. He is your defender. Do we have that picture of the shepherd with the wolves? I think it's important. David was talking earlier when he opened about the spirit realm. And I am here to tell you, it is real. And y'all know it because you've experienced it. I know it. And I am so sick of you not getting pictures in your head of how God fights for you in the spirit realm. Each one of those wolves represents demons that are coming after you fiercely. And the moment you call upon Jesus, the one who conquered sin and death, the one who sent Satan back to where he comes from, the one who took the keys from hell, it is he that rushes in to defend you. It is him that beats off the demons. You were never meant to fight your own battle. The staff. The staff. Bring a little comfort to the room. Y'all like. And that's why God comes in with the staff. See, the staff is used to rescue sheep. See, so often we're like, Jesus, 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 squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Right? I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but it's real, right? I do it in worship sometimes. I'm like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Well, Jesus, right? Like, because we're learning. We have to learn to draw into the shepherd. But see, when we're over here, squirrel, 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 and we're falling off a cliff, he comes in with his staff, and the hooked end is actually used to scoop up sheep in those places that we get ourselves stuck in. When we get over the cliff and we're all, right? But see, it's important to remember to let your be Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And the moment he hears his name called out, the moment the shepherd hears the cry of his sheep, he gets out his staff and reaches and picks you up. He rescues you. You cannot go too far. He rescues you.
Amen.
And that staff is a picture of comfort. That, oh my gosh, God, I got so far away from you. Oh my gosh, God, I got myself in the biggest pickle, but I love you, and my heart is for you, and I need you, Jesus. Amen. And that's the moment his staff comes. It's the moment peace floods in. That comfort comes. And see, the staff is also used to help guide sheep along. Because sometimes we start to get off a little bit, right? And he comes and he just, little tap. No, this way. Remember, I talked to you about this before, that we don't have to worry about where am I going, where am I going, where am I going, where am I going? Instead, it's Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And we just keep our eyes on him, and he's going to lead us. It just happens. going to be led into darkness. The moment you give any darkness attention, give the devil an inch and he will take you miles and miles and miles and miles. But I'm here tonight to tell you that you keep your eyes on Jesus. And the moment you go, ooh, darkness, if you are his, he taps you. Says, no, honey, this way. And see, the sheep still has a decision to make in that moment. Am I going to lean into the shepherd? Right? Y'all know this. You know the tap. When you see darkness and you go, still no? No? And then you turn back towards the shepherd. I'll never forget one time we were camping around Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and we were up in the mountains and making our own trail. Y'all know my stories. David does not stay on the trail, so yes, we were making our own trail. And it was bear season, and they say, watch out for bears, right? And so all of a sudden, we're starting to see the signs for a bear. Like all of a sudden, we're like, okay, that looks like a bear impression, paw, all these things. And then we start seeing fresh, big poop. Scaps, they call it. No, it's poop. And so, everybody's like, watch out for the scrap. No, it's poop. Big poop. And so, all of a sudden, David's like, everybody stop. Stay calm. And we're going to turn around and walk the other way, back where we came. But very calmly. And so, me and the kids all start following David back out of the trail. And God was reminding me that, and how that was, he sends us signs. He gives us that little staff poke. Oh, here's some paw prints. This isn't good. Then big old dookie. Really not good. How many more dookies do you need? Right? And some of you are all, woo, poop, awesome. Where's the bear? That is real and you know it. Yeah, you're going through and you're seeing the signs of where the darkness is leading you. And instead of seeing those signs and going, oh my gosh, Lord, I receive your poke and I'm running the other way back to you. Instead, you go, ooh, bear. And you're all, what? The bear eat me? Y'all know. But see, the shepherd comes in with his staff, and it's a comforting poke to go, honey, back this way. Come towards me. Lean into me. Lean into me. So you got to be really close to the shepherd. And I was reading something that said that shepherds, even those that are close to them, sometimes they'll just stick their staff out and just poke them on the other side, like pull them in closer just while they're walking. Just so it's comforting to those that are even right there near him. And he's like, hey, honey. It's just this loving thing. Because something happens when we're close to him. That we will constantly feel his comfort. We will constantly feel his peace. The closer you get to him, the more you will feel him. The more you will feel him, the more you will know him. Get to know the shepherd. Lean into the shepherd. In Isaiah 46, 3-4, it says, listen to me, descendants of Jacob. That is everybody who calls upon the name of the Lord. So if you are a son or daughter of God, you have called upon the name Jesus. This is you that the Lord is talking to. Listen to me, descendants of Jacob, all you who remain in Israel. I have cared for you since you were born. God has been coming after you since you were born. Yes, I carried you before you were born. He carried you before you were actually born. I will be your God throughout your lifetime until your hair is white with age. He's saying to the very